In a tragic turn of events, a Tulsa man has been sentenced to life in prison for a brutal beating outside Kansas City hotel. Now, this incident ultimately led to a victim's death 2 months later. This is a story of violence that shook the community and a journey of justice that followed. It was a quiet night in Kansas City on May 1, 2023, when a call for a disturbance was made to the police around 2 a.m. The scene that officers responded to would forever change the life of one family and bring tragic consequences for one man. When the officers arrived at the scene outside the hotel near Blue Park Way, not far from Eastwood Traffic Way, they found a 68-year-old man lying in the parking lot. His injuries were severe, but the extent of them was not immediately clear. The victim, later identified as Rajesh Patel, was quickly rushed to the nearby hospital. Despite all the efforts, Patel was in coma for several months. On July 17, just over 2 months later, at the age of 69, he passed away from the injuries that he sustained that fateful night. On the other hand, the surveillance footage would later reveal the shocking and brutal nature of the assault. For over 10 minutes, the victim was repeatedly punched and kicked. The attack, which seemed senseless and unprovoked, lasted much longer than it would ever be imagined. The man responsible for this brutal attack was a 32-year-old Andrew Wilson, a resident of Tulsa, Oklahoma. He was arrested that same night on May 1, 2023. When police took Wilson into custody, they found something shocking. Wilson still had the victim's blood on his shoes. According to reports, when arrested, Wilson admitted to the officers that he had beaten the man. The situation quickly escalated and prosecutors upgraded the charges from assault to second-degree murder. In October 2023, Wilson pleaded guilty to second-degree murder as part of a plea agreement. Under the terms of the agreement, that he was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole. Now, life sentences are typically defined as 30 years, unless the conviction is for the first-degree murder. Now, second-degree murder is defined as the international killing that wasn't premeditated. For Wilson, this sentence means that he will spend at least 30 years behind the bars with the possibility of a parole after serving that time. Now, as the family of Rajesh Patel mourns his death, they have a small measure of closure knowing that justice has been served. Though the pain of losing a loved one is something that can never be healed. As we reflect on this tragic case, it's a stark reminder of the impact that violent action can have, not just to the victims, but their families, friends, and entire community. In the US, violent crime rates have been a growing concern. According to FBI's 2022 Uniform Crime Report program, there were over 22,000 murders in the country. Now, these statistics underline the urgency of addressing violence and ensuring the safety of all community. The tragic death of Rajesh Patel is a reminder that every act of violence has consequences that reach far beyond the crime scene. For the family, friends, and neighbors of the victim, the emotional toll is incalculable. Patel's family now face the challenge of moving forward without him, and the journey is one of grief and healing. Wilson's sentencing in this case brings some justice, but it also leaves us with question: how can we work together as a society to prevent such senseless violence? Now, this city, like many other across the country, continues to struggle with violent crime, with an uptick in violent incident in the past several years. Back in 2022, this particular city reported 157 homicides, which was a slight decrease from the previous year. But still a significant number, right? The city, along with other parts of the nation, has made effort to address crime through community engagement and enhanced law enforcement techniques. However, the fact remains that violence, specifically in the form of unprovoked assault, continues to devastate lives. While law enforcement and the justice system work to hold the predators accountable, the fight against violence requires the cooperation of the community. For more such interesting videos, do follow TimesXP.